Hey friends, it's Amy Deb, the Keto Queen. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. I hope you guys have had a fabulous day. I am excited to be home and cooking for the first time. This actually the second time this week. I didn't cook yesterday. We are making a creamed spinach and a Parmesan crusted pork chop. So I've made this before. It's so delicious, and we always alternate things that we love. So I kind of am getting a little bit of this from another recipe, but I'm not cooking nearly as much. I'm just cooking the spinach for me and my husband. So I have one fresh bag of spinach washed and dried and ready to cook. I've got just a little bit of oil in my pan, and we're going to turn this on medium heat just to get the spinach wilted while we make up our crust for the pork chops. I hope you guys have had a great day. For the pork chops, you guys have seen this. I use this recipe for pork and chicken. It is absolutely delicious. I love it in my air fryer. If you want to use your oven, you can. It tastes good, but it doesn't crust up like it will in the air fryer. I love my air fryer. It's the Cuisinart TOA60. You guys know this. So we're going to go ahead and make up this crust. Now this is just enough crust for 4 to 5 pieces of pork chop or chicken. Okay, so we're going to use 1 cup of mayonnaise. If you don't want to use mayonnaise, you can actually use Greek yogurt. That's what the recipe calls for. I've made this so many times. It's one of my favorite things in the kitchen. Dang, I forgot to put those green beans in the oven for you. All right, so 1 cup of mayonnaise or Greek yogurt, whatever you like the best. I love mayonnaise. And we're going to add some Parmesan cheese because this is a Parmesan crusted pork chop. Let me know what you guys are doing for dinner tonight. I'm really curious. I'm going to make just 2 little small dishes of creamed spinach for me and my husband. And we're going to share these pork chops over here. We're going to do a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. Now this is shredded Parmesan. So 1 full cup of mayonnaise and a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. All right, and then we're going to do some salt and pepper. I've got, what are we doing? We're going to do a half teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of pepper. I'm excited to be in the kitchen tonight. I definitely missed the kitchen last night. You guys know I was doing my keto reboot, which was awesome. I felt so good this morning. Totally empowered with 60 hours fasting. Yes, 60 full hours. I didn't die. Guys, I actually feel amazing. Let me get some pepper. In the 60-hour fast, I definitely do not starve myself. I'm drinking Keto Nat, which is an amazing supplement that gives us all the appetite control we need, energy, focus, so many awesome things. But I am excited to eat. So today for lunch, I actually had a piece of leftover fish and some deviled eggs, and that's how I broke my fast today. So we did a half teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of pepper, and we're going to do a full teaspoon of garlic powder. All right, so in this recipe, this is the Parmesan crusted pork chops. We have a cup of mayonnaise, a half a cup of Parmesan cheese, shredded Parmesan. We have a half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, and a full teaspoon of garlic powder. And we're just going to mix this up. And what we're doing is making our crust. Okay, so while we're making the crust, I have my spinach over here. It's not wilting fast enough. I'm going to turn it up on higher heat. I've just got some fresh spinach in a skillet. Now, I'm only cooking the spinach for 2 people. The recipe, I actually got this wrong, calls for 1 pound of spinach. So I'm just going to make it a little less and see how it turns out. So I have a 6-ounce bag of fresh spinach just for the 2 of us. The spinach has a great carb count. So spinach is 1 net carb for 2 cups. Now, I don't know if it's 2 cups cooked, 2 cups, actually I can tell you. This says there's only 2 in the container, so it's 2 cups not cooked. So 2 cups of the spinach leaves is only 1 carb, so that is awesome. I love spinach, and we do cream spinach on occasion because I don't want to get tired. It's not something I want every single day, but I love to use it every once in a while to change things up. So this is our Parmesan crust. It looks delicious. It smells wonderful. And I already went over that twice. So we're going to take our air fryer basket. I don't want to pick it up because I cooked some bacon over here. It's a little greasy. But I have my air fryer basket. I can bring the phone over here to you guys. Bring you over here to my pork chops. So we have our pork chops laid out in the air fryer basket. You can see I've got some smaller size pork chops. And we're just going to take the crust and we're going to put it on top of each pork chop. Probably should have used a spoon so I don't make a mess. I think I will do that. I'll use this fork. So we're just going to take the crust and put it on top of each pork chop. Now, if you want to salt and pepper the pork chops, you can, but I did put salt and pepper in the crust, so I think I'm okay with that. And we just want to layer this on each one. You can do a little bit or you can do a lot. We made up enough sauce for 4 to 5 pork chops, or you can do chicken, which I love as well. My husband loves pork chops though. So I did boneless pork chops this time. Sometimes I do bone-in, just depends on what's on sale. When I go grocery shopping, I always go for the sales or the cheapest price, depending on my grocery list and my budget for the week. So this time I did boneless chops. They're not real thick. My oven or my air fryer will be on the air fry setting, 350 degrees. And I always cook it 10 minutes at a time and then just check the temperature of my meat to see if it's cooked, or I'll cut through it and see if it's still pink. And then we're done when it's done. So these pork chops probably will take a good 20 minutes to cook because they're a little thicker. I don't know if you can see them. I may be hiding it. All right, that's a lot of sauce. It doesn't have to be this thick. You don't have to use all of it, but my husband does love this sauce. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this together, and I'm gonna put it over here out of the way. It is ready to go. Yum, delicious. Let me close this up if it's not too hot. And we're not gonna start it yet. It's just gonna sit over there. We're gonna move over here to our spinach. So I wanna get the spinach in the oven because we're gonna cook it, and then we're gonna put it in the oven to melt the cheese that I'm gonna put on top. Let me find this spatula. And just stir this up so it don't stick. I put a little bit of oil in my pan. And I did turn this up on medium heat, so I need to turn it back down. We don't want to burn the spinach. We just want to wilt it. Definitely need to stir it up so it's wilting on the bottom, not the top. Turning it over here. And I'm not going to put the top back on it because it's cooking really fast. I turned it up too high. I'm going to turn it back down. And in the spinach, we're only going to use a couple of things. I'm going to use salt and pepper, of course, to taste. I am going to put a little garlic powder in there to taste. If you want to, you can put some onion in it or onion powder. But I'm just going to put a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of salt and pepper. And then once it's all done and wilted, we're going to transfer it over to our little ramekins. Or you can use a bigger dish if you want to. I'm just making 2 personal size spinaches. And then we're going to add cheese. Now tonight, I'm going to use a little bit of pepper jack cheese and a little Parmesan cheese. The good thing or the awesome thing about cream spinach is you can use so many different cheeses. One thing I want to add to my spinach is cream cheese. So I only have 6 ounces of spinach, so it's just 1 fresh bag of spinach. You can see it's very little spinach. It's not a whole lot. It's just going to be 2 personal sizes, 2 sides, 1 for me and 1 for my husband. So I'm using 2 ounces of cream cheese. You probably could get along with just 1 ounce. But we're just going to melt this cream cheese inside the spinach. As you can see, we're just melting it together. If you wanted to, you could add some heavy cream. I'm not. I'm just going to put 2 ounces of cream cheese to melt inside with this spinach. I've got my oven on 350. So it's good. Looks good, 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 good. We're just melting this cream cheese, letting the rest of that wilt together really good. Let me get a knife. Actually, I'm going to get some scissors because I want to go ahead and cut up some bacon. So in my spinach, we're going to transfer it over to a little bacon dish, and I'm going to top it with cheese and bacon. So spinach with cheese and bacon, I mean, that's going to be delicious, right? So I'm just going to cut this up. If you want to, you can cut it up with your fingers. I'm just doing a little fast and easy here. Guys, let me know what you're doing for dinner tonight and where you're watching from. I'm excited to see what you guys have going on and what questions you might have. I'm not going to be on here very long because I really have a lot to do in the house tonight. My husband's outside. I didn't get to talk to him pretty much all day long. So I want to go enjoy some time with him on the porch while it feels so good outside. It's not hot. It's not too muggy. It's been raining today though. Alright, this cream cheese is almost good and melted. So I'm going to go ahead and add some seasoning. So I'm going to do a little bit of garlic powder to taste. Whoops. And if you need to, you actually can taste this. Just a little garlic powder. Alright, I'm going to do some salt and pepper. Gotta have good salt and pepper on your vegetables. Stir it up again. Alright, so this looks good. Cream spinach. If you want to, you could add a little bit of heavy cream in there, but I don't want to. I'm going to let that cream cheese be the actual cream. So I don't want it to be watery this time. And sometimes I do put some heavy cream, but I'm not today. Let me taste a little bit piece and see if I need any more seasoning. Woo! No, it's delicious. Woo, that's hot. All right. Actually, it does need a little bit more salt. A little bit more salt. You could add some onion powder if you want to in there. I'm not going to. Just a little bit of salt. And that's really good. Actually, I'm going to do just a little bit of garlic. A little bit more garlic. Y'all know I love my garlic. I'll stir that up. Now, this is just enough for me and my husband. If you want to cook more, definitely do so. As a matter of fact, if I had 2 bags, we'd probably eat 2 bags of this. We do love spinach. I wasn't thinking when I bought it, I should have bought 2 bags. And as a matter of fact, instead of putting this in 2 separate ramekins, I'm just going to throw it all in one. I'm going to send some turning up 2 dishes. We can just share out of this one. So see, it looks delicious. Whoop, it looks delicious already right now. Just cream spinach. We're going to go ahead and start topping it off. I am going to put a little bit of bacon on top. You don't have to do bacon and cheese. You can stop just where I was at. You can be done with it, as a matter of fact. But I like to melt a little cheese and put a little bacon on it. Put this in the oven, let it warm up, and oh, it's so delicious. That's just me. You definitely do not have to add any of these things. I love, love, love cream spinach. Now, I love it with Gouda cheese. I love it with mozzarella cheese. Today, we're going to use some Parmesan and, we're going to use a little bit of Parmesan and some pepper jack. That's all that. All right. Got some pepper jack cheese over here. I'll go ahead and start this oven up. I've got my air fryer on 350. We're going to cook it for 10 minutes first, and then we'll check it out and see if we need more. Use my little handy dandy cheese grater. And we got some pepper jack, and we're going to add a little Parmesan. I got my oven on 350. It doesn't take long for this to melt, and your cream spinach is pretty much done. Have you on some bacon?
Whenever you get done with it.
I told you I had bunches of pieces. If you want to cook it more, I can. I didn't want to get it too crispy because I'm putting it in the oven. Pepper jack. Making a mess. Trying to clean up my mess over here. And I'm going to put a little bit of Parmesan. You don't have to put any Parmesan. You really don't have to put any cheese if you don't want to either. I just like to make my cream spinach creamy and cheesy. So now look at it. It's beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. And then my daughter wanted some green beans tonight, so I'm fixing to put her some green beans in the oven with just salt and pepper and oil. And guys, how fast is that? Easy dinner. All we're doing now is waiting for it to cook. And the bacon, or not the bacon, the pork chops will be ready in just a few minutes. So I'm gonna move my camera over here so I can prepare my daughter's green beans while I look and see if you guys have any questions for me. Give me just a second, I need to get a pan out. Pan. I washed these earlier and let them drain out of the bag. So these are just fresh green beans. You guys know how we love our green beans, just super simple. These are French style. Use some oil. I'm also gonna bake these on 350 until they reach the softness that she likes, and she likes hers pretty soft. So too muggy out there? Rick, huh? You came inside? I thought you were sitting outside. Is it too muggy? All right, salt and pepper. There we go. I'm gonna put these in the oven. I'll be right with you. All right, let's see if you guys have any questions for me. If you don't, this is super simple as it gets. We love this meal at the house. It's super easy. Let's see. Good evening from Kentucky. Hi, Sandra. How are you? Carolyn, I cannot have spinach. I'm on blood thinner. There's lots of good veggies you can have, though. Went to the doctor yesterday, and I'm 200 from 210. That's amazing, Pam. Congratulations. Wendy's doing the Keto Dad pizza crust. I love his pizza crust. It's so delicious. Breakfast shuffles with sausage, egg, and cheese. Angela, that's what my husband wanted. He wanted bacon shuffles. He wanted them so bad. But I really wanted food. I didn't want sandwiches tonight, so I'm making pork chops instead. But as soon as he walked in, he's like, "Ooh, are we making bacon shuffles?" Because he heard the bacon. He smelled the bacon. Pam is having chicken fried rice. That sounds amazing. Liz had pork steaks with G. Hughes honey barbecue sauce. Yum, with asparagus and tomatoes. That sounds delicious. I may be doing some pork steaks later this week. Sorry, Pam. I'm sorry about my camera. Barbecue chicken with keto sauce and broccoli. That sounds awesome, Connie. Linda had pork chops in the chicken broth, garlic, cream sauce, and fresh asparagus. Yum. I love that. Got some shuffle burgers coming on. Hey, Michelle. I missed you guys, too. I'm excited to be back in the kitchen. I'm making pork chops tonight, and tomorrow I'm doing a different kind of pork chop. Y'all know we love pork chops in my house. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. Ooh, Inez did the cracked chicken and green beans last night. She loved the leftovers. We love leftovers. All right. Checking to see if you guys have any questions for me. Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate that. Debbie had roast in the crock pot with garlic, Parmesan, zucchini rice. Yum. Oh, Carolyn had the Juicy Lucy. She said they were amazing. They sure are. The Parmesan crust. Carol, yes, the Parmesan crust has 1 cup of mayonnaise, a half a cup of Parmesan. I use shredded Parmesan for this. A half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. You just mix it up and throw it over your chicken or pork chop. I love it in the air fryer because it makes a great crust. I say if you add a sprinkle of nutmeg to the spinach, it's really good. I wonder if I have any nutmeg. I'll have to look and see. Yum. Suzanne's doing tuna fish over the shuffles. Hey, Tina. Doing sloppy joes and zucchini fries. Yum. That sounds good. I've never been a sloppy joe fan, but I love zucchini. How much CC did you put in cream cheese? I used 2 ounces of cream cheese in that 1 bag of 6-ounce cream spinach or fresh spinach. I used 2 ounces. You can do less or more. It's up to you guys. Brenda fixed marinated grilled pork chops and fried green beans and grilled squash. That sounds amazing. I know, Liz. Everybody tells me I need some WD-40 on them doors. My son told me that this weekend, too. And I don't know why in the world it's so loud. Good Lord. It's across the room, but apparently it's very loud. Let's see. No, Joanne, tell me how to pronounce Parmesan. Is it Parmesan, Parmesan? I just say Parmesan because that's how I see it. Parmesan. Let's see. You don't cut the ends off the green beans. No, Joanne, I don't cut the ends off these green beans. It's already prepared and fresh in a bag for me. It's not like fresh out of the garden. So if I was getting it fresh out of the garden, yes, you know, you crack open the ends, you snap them, the snap peas. That's what my grandma used to say, snap peas. Connie wants to know how to order the nat. I'm new to this. Do you do credit card or is it third party? Can you choose flavors? Connie, I will send you information on Keto Nat. Just give me a few minutes to get off here. Oh, Rosie is 3 weeks in. Her husband needs to lose weight. I'm good. Having brats and coleslaw. That sounds great. And you can make keto coleslaw very easily. Bacon and eggs. I am saying it right. Okay, good. All right, guys. I don't see any more questions. I think I'm down to the bottom. Ooh, Debbie's having sliced brisket and green beans. That sounds so good. Melody says, where do you find the Redmond's Real Salt at Walmart? I don't find it at Walmart, Melody. You actually have to buy that from a health food store, or you can go online to their website. It's called, actually, I think I've Googled Redmond's Real Salt. It's REDMONDS. Carolyn, the snow cone is sold out. It sold out yesterday. It sold out last night. Let me show you guys the pork chops so far. We're not done with them. My fork has just come up missing. Use this knife to pull these out because that is hot. Look how pretty they are already. Now this is not done. My first 10 minutes has not even gone off yet, but don't they look pretty? Man, I'm telling you guys, we love these. And sometimes it comes out to where it looks like it's almost burnt, but it's not burnt. We check them. Now the crust can sometimes get really dark and look like it's burning, but it ain't burning. Just keep it cooking until your pork chops or your chicken is cooked all the way through. You don't want to make yourself sick eating things that are raw, but keep on keeping on because it's not gonna burn. Debbie wants to know what kind of sweetener I use. I like Swerve, I like monk fruit, those are my best. Dale says Amazon has Redmond's real salt. I love Redmond's real salt. I've never bought it off Amazon, but I buy it straight from their website, and it lasts a long time. It's a really good size bag for like $13. The last time I bought it here locally in Jackson, I bought it at Grubb's Grocery. It's a health food store we have in Jackson, Tennessee. I love Grubb's. I like to buy from local places if I can, as long as the price is not crazy. Otherwise, I would go to Amazon. But I like to buy local when I possibly can. Marlene says she made the cracked chicken and it was delicious. Thank you so much, Marlene. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, guys. Well, I don't see any more questions coming through. Let me check on this spinach. We can see what it looks like real quick. And then I will post for you guys my plate when we finish up the dinner. This is a live video, just so you guys know if you don't know. I do live videos. So this definitely is not finished yet, but you can see that cheese is starting to melt. You can see that bacon coming through. My daughter's green beans are cooking. They got a little while. But these are live videos. I can't edit them, so I can't tell you to pull this out and let me taste it. I can't speed up the cook times. These are live videos. I do live so I can answer questions of you guys live, and we can have good chats and see how we're making the recipe. I do not do edited videos. So if you guys need to find someone where you can actually watch them cook and taste it and tell you it's beautiful, then you'll have to find someone else. I'm not doing edited videos. I do live videos, but every single night I post a picture of the plated meal with the recipes, so you can still see the completed meal with the recipes. And I always tell you guys, if it's not worth the recipe, in other words, I didn't like it, or I will give suggestions on things you might want to change or make better in the recipe. I do that every single night. And thankfully, there's not very many times where I have to say, ugh, but I will if I need to. Great question, Carol. She said, why is her keto nat package different than mine? Hers is long and skinny. We have two different machines that package our drinks. They're the exact same drink, exact same amount, exact same awesomeness. It's just two different packages. So those boxes pack a lot easier with the little skinny cylinders, and you can pour them into water bottles a lot easier with the cylinders. I like the cylinders actually. But most of our challenge boxes are packaged by that separate machine. So that's why it looks different. But it's the same thing, so I'm so excited for you to drink them. Jane says, do you ever make cream spinach with cream cheese, little half and half, and minced garlic? Yes, I do. I don't use half and half, though. I use heavy cream. So, yes, I've done that, and it's so yummy. All right, guys. You're so welcome. I love to give recipes, and thank you, Shirley. I feel like sometimes I'm a ray of sunshine, but other times I'm like, ugh. Today was a pretty rough day at work, but you know what? It started off with a bang and it ended with some smiles, and that's all we can hope for, right? Every day is ending with some smiles and some laughter and some feel good about what we actually did get to accomplish. So let's look at these again. My timer just went off. This is my first 10 minutes on my pork chops, and they definitely are not done. I can just tell. I can just look at them and tell if these are not done. So they're a little bit thicker chops, so I'm going to put them right back in there, and we're going to go ahead and set my timer for 10 more minutes. Now, I may be able to take them out before then, but that's how I usually use my air fryers. I'll just set it for 10 minutes at a time and check them out. So you don't have to be in the kitchen with it, but you don't want to just sit them in there for 25 minutes and walk away and never come back, because then they might actually burn. Carol says she loves her keto nat. Guys, I'm so excited for you. All of my friends, I have had so many friends newly purchase or get trial packs of the keto nat, and I love seeing all the messages. You guys are so awesome, keeping me posted on how you're feeling. I tell you right now, I feel great. I did go 65 hours today. I didn't eat until close to 1 o'clock. So I actually went 65 hours instead of my 60-hour goal of the keto reboot, because I just felt amazing. Those drinks are just so awesome, and so much appetite control and energy. I mean, it's just so easy to go without eating. Now, does that mean you're supposed to go without eating every day? No. Have I ever told you guys that? No. You eat when you're hungry. If you're not hungry, don't eat. Don't sit around the house snacking just because it's lunchtime. If you're hungry, eat. If you're not hungry, keep on moving your body, keep on working, keep on doing your day. But I'm not saying go without food. Do not starve yourself. There is so much negativity out there about intermittent fasting and fasting in general. Eat when you're hungry. Don't eat when you're not. So a lot of us do a lot of habit eating where we just wake up in the morning and we're like, oh, I gotta have breakfast for energy. You don't have to have breakfast for energy. Ketones give you energy. And then other people are like, well, it's 12 o'clock, it's lunchtime, I'm gonna stop and eat. If you're not hungry, why are you stopping at 12 o'clock? Just because 12 o'clock is a lunchtime hour doesn't mean that you're ready to eat. Your body will tell you when you're ready to eat. Doris, yes, my shorts fit better. I haven't put them on this afternoon. Wendy had the banana cream protein powder today. She said it was yummy. That sounds great. All right, guys, I see so many positive comments. I really appreciate it. Dale says, made the cauliflower and cheese. Family loved it. Thank you so much. They thought it was rice. I loved it too. How many nat drinks do you drink in a day? Sheila asks. I drink one every single morning. I start my day with it every single morning and I feel great. Some days I have two. Not every day, but some days I have two. But when I'm doing my 60-hour reboot, I have a kit and I follow that kit. Lindy said, just caught your live. What are you cooking tonight? We're doing some Parmesan crusted pork chops and some cream spinach. All right, guys, I think I answered all the questions. I hope you have an awesome night. If I can help you individually, send me a message. If you definitely want information on those nat drinks, put nat in the comments. And I need to get off here so I can start cleaning up all this mess so that we can eat. I got a mess everywhere. All right, talk to you later, guys. Bye.